Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today. We're going to be talking about the Denver Broncos potentially signing J.K. Dobbins, who had one of his, probably the best season of his career. Yeah, the best season of his career this year. 13 games for J.K. Dobbins this season. 11 game starts, 195 rushing attempts, 905 rushing yards, and 9 rushing touchdowns for J.K. Dobbins this year. He also on the receiving end, he did not have any receiving touchdowns, but did have 153 receiving yards and 13 games. It was a great season for Dobbins, his best season. Tied for the most, rushing touchdowns in a season for Dobbins. But the season where he had 9 touchdowns, which was his rookie season, he played 2 more games than he did this year. This was the most rushing yards he's had in a season by over 100, or exactly 100. So that was one thing. Also, he averaged the most yards per game, rushing yards per game in a season this year, per game at 69.6 rushing yards per game this year. Also, his was only his third highest yards per carry this year for Dobbins. Also, his highest receiving yard number of his career this year. Keep in mind, this was the second highest amount of games he's played in a season in his 4 years that he's played, in 5 years he's been in the NFL. So, but Dobbins could remain in the AFC West and sign with the Broncos. They are meeting. It was reported that the Broncos and Dobbins are meeting Thursday having breakfast. It would be interesting to see them sign him. They just drafted R.J. Harvey in the second round, so if you're Dobbins, there's a rookie that's going to be behind you. But I don't think just because they drafted R.J. Harvey means they're not going to be in the market for a running back. And so I know Dobbins missed 4 games down the stretch at the end of the season, and then when he came back from that injury, he didn't look as great as he did before the injury. And I know that's a reason to want to stay away, but you look at how good he was this year. I can't understand how it is June 4th, and we are past OTAs, and he has still not been signed. I don't understand it. But I would hope that he gets a chance. The Broncos are a team that can definitely give him that. And I'm going to predict that he ends up in Denver. I think Denver's done a good job of making additions for Bo Nix this year. They added him a good tight end in Evan Ingram, which was good for him. They added in R.J. Harvey, which was also really good. So you've added in pieces like that. I still think there is still time to add in a wide receiver. You've got a lot of good wide receivers that are left out there in the free agency and trade market. This team, I think, they have found improvements for Bo Nix going into the second year. There's still maybe more improvements that you can make, but he's finally got a good tight end, which I don't think he had in his rookie season last year, Bo Nix. If you add in Dobbins and you also drafted R.J. Harvey, the running game is definitely more improved. And then if you're Denver, you might look to add in another wide receiver like Amari Cooper, some other guy in free agency next to Courtland Sutton. And if you do that, if you add in another wide receiver like Amari Cooper or someone like that who is in the receiver free agency right now, and then you also add in Dobbins, they added in Evan Ingram. You look at the season Bo Nix had last year with Denver's offense. Bo Nix would be even dangerous this year in his second year. He's going to get better because he's going to be wiser, and he's going to be more mature. And usually sometimes you'll see some good improvements from a rookie quarterback who played well in his rookie season going into that second season. Especially if there have been improvements around that quarterback's offense. And so that's why I think Bo Nix is going to have a good second year. So let me know your thoughts on this potential signing for the Broncos in the comments section. And peace out.